Blessings. I'm Vanessa Southfield, healing artist, and this topic is something that I'm always like biting my tongue about. I'm like, Along my spiritual journey, I have met individuals that believe in shadow work. So I didn't learn anything about shadow work until probably 8 years, way later in my spiritual journey. And I thank God, because when you're dealing with your shadows, things can go wrong. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the reasons why you should wait or don't do shadow work until you work in these capacities. All right, so to me, in the month of October, November, December, the winter, fall energy, as the nighttime becomes longer than the daytime and the weather changes, that is the time that I feel like shadow work starts to pop up. And I see a lot of people, like I said, talking about shadow work. It didn't become like a highlight in my life until like during the pandemic. And I thought that was like the worst time for people to deal with their shadows. So I want to tell you guys why I don't think you should do shadow work until. So shadow work basically is about dealing with the dark side of yourself, the bad things within yourself, the things that you deny within yourself. I don't believe you should work on that until you learn about the good things in yourself, your strengths, and your spiritual capabilities. Because to deal with the dark, you're going to have to balance it with tools that come from your light. Remember, we all have duality. We have our dark side, and we have our light side. And we have to remember, these parts of us, they have to be in balance. Otherwise, you can be too far into your dark side or too far into your light side. And the goal is for you to like have a balance of both. Most people on the light side, light workers, I know, they're scared of the dark side. But you can stay too far in your light side and then the dark light continues to attack you. You ever meet people that are light workers and they're like afraid of the dark, afraid of anything negative? It's because they haven't done any shadow work and they don't probably have the proper tools to deal with their shadows. I don't believe you should deal with your shadows until you know what tools you need in order to deal with your shadows. I'm always talking about personal development. Personal development allows you to see yourself. You kind of see like your light and dark side. You see when you're depressed. You see when you have like anxiety. So one of the tools that I recommend is to use journaling and then go back and read your old journals. I go back and read my old journals on a quarterly basis. And it helps me hear and see the dark sides of myself. And then you can pull out, how did you get through that? What tool did you use, or what tools? Sometimes a tool is as simple as going out and doing one of your favorite hobbies. Like mine is roller skating. I love going roller skating. And I haven't shown any videos of it yet, but I just get down. You hear me? That is one of my favorite tools because it allows me to flow through my emotions. I can't stop roller skating until I get through my emotions. You have to have good energy to roller skate or you will fall. But journaling, when you're reading about yourself, you can see yourself. So take the time before you do shadow work to read your journals and highlight and really analyze the narrative that you give yourself. Have you guys met one of my shadow selves? Her name is Dalquisha. Dalquisha, I created her once I started identifying the things I was saying in my journal about my love life and just about people getting on my nerves. Dalquisha is a whole force. You hear me? She's a whole personality. She's a persona that I recognize, but I wouldn't have understood that shadow if I didn't read my journals. The other thing I would recommend doing before doing shadow work is go to therapy. Yes, go to therapy. Even if you went to betterhelp.com, because betterhelp.com is at least an opportunity for you to connect with a professional that can help you identify what issues you're having. You can't do shadow work if you don't know what type of issues you're having. You need to know your patterns. Some of our patterns have nothing to do with us. You may not even need to do shadow work. Go to therapy, whether you do it online or in person. I'm an in-person type of girl. So I like to make sure that I find a therapist that represents who I am as far as culturally and the things that I've gone through. So one of the things that stick out for me is that my mother, she struggled with substance abuse. So the type of therapy I would go to was therapy for being affected by family members that had substance abuse issues, like Al-Anon. Al-Anon is a 12-step therapy. It's like going to AA therapy, but it allowed me to be around like-minded people as I'm processing what's going on with me, as I'm dealing with my mother and her substance abuse. So shadows can get really dark, and you can really lock yourself in depression, like chronic depression, and you stay there longer than you should have, and now it changes your whole life. And some people, it works for them, but most people don't need to be in that realm. So remember that shadow work, you can get locked in there longer than you want to. Now you're always angry, always depressed, always negative stuff happening to you. You don't have any tools. So I just gave you 2 basic tools. Let's get into some intense tools to have before you start dealing with shadow work. Another tool to have is either a spiritual teacher, spiritual mom, godfather, godmother, somebody that prays over you. Because as these shadows begin to take over, you need someone else to be like a mediator back to your light, bringing you back to the spiritual side of yourself. Because you, like I said, you can get stuck. So who's praying for you? Who's praying with you? You may have to go to church. That's another place to go. It's an environment full of tools, but we know there's devils in the church, so choose your ministry wisely. You hear me? That's why I said pick someone to pray over you. Because when you're going through it, you just may need to call that person as a lifeline. Pray for me. So that when you're ready, your soul's gonna do this transitional thing. You're gonna have a midlife crisis. You're gonna have a breakdown during shadow work, and you need someone to pull you out. You can have multiple people pray for you, but that lifeline of prayer, it's gonna at least bring you to a safe ground. That tool I really love. Who's praying for you? Another spiritual tool that is powerful is Reiki. Who does Reiki for you? So our energy force always is accumulating energy, especially if you're an empath. You have to clear out that energy. And how do you do it? You need to get Reiki sessions done. Reiki is powerful. And the person that does Reiki, if they are seasoned in what they do, that's why I like older ones, people that are a little bit older, they done had it under their belt for a while. They can at least help you interpret what they pulled off of you or what they saw in your auric field. Reiki or Raseki. Raseki is a Kemetic way of Reiki. It's deep. It's deeper. And if you need help finding some stuff, just send me a message, okay? I'll help you find a Reiki healer that's a credible, powerful. Because I be seeing people and I'm like, you don't even have to go through that. If you did some Reiki, you need Reiki before, during, and after shadow work to get you ready for whatever you're going to deal with. Come on now. Another tool that's really important, energy healers. Energy healers, they're available when you're ready. An energy healer is probably a certified practitioner. They have a website. They have years of experience. They wrote some books about dealing with energy. and they're able to like read you as well as heal you and help you identify why that shadow is happening to you. Why is it coming to you? Most of it is generational. Most of it is passed down through the bloodline. And so you need an energy healer to help you. And they're available, they're ready. Now they cost money. Just like Reiki, they cost money. But you're investing in your spiritual growth, your spiritual liberation, and it's beautiful. Use that tool, please. Don't be out here just doing shadow work, not having the right tools around you. Because like I said, you can get stuck and you don't want that. Ugh. All right, you guys. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that it helps you. I hope that you're looking for the tools that are going to help you along your journey as they have helped me. I'm so grateful that I have been in my journey for so long, and I just have a lot to give you guys. So just keep coming back, and I look forward to sharing more with you. Peace and love.